Finding good clips, matching visuals, and trimming everything so it actually flows. Yeah, that can eat up half your day. What if you didn't have to spend hours chopping and searching, and your long-form video could basically turn itself into a slick, watchable short? That's exactly what I tried with Vizard, and honestly, it saved me a ton of time while making my content feel way more polished. I uploaded a simple talking head piece. Nothing fancy, just me rambling through an idea. And with basically 2 clicks, the AI picked out the best parts, trimmed them into shareable clips, and even suggested visuals that made the whole thing pop. It's wild how much better a clip feels when the pacing is tight and the visuals actually support what you're saying. Instead of staring at a timeline for hours, I let Vizard do the heavy lifting and then made a few tiny tweaks. If you're doing podcasts, tutorials, or any kind of educational content and need to push out lots of pieces without sacrificing quality, this is the kind of tool that changes the game. People scroll fast. If your video doesn't grab them in the first few seconds, or it's just a static talking head for 2 minutes, you're losing engagement. Vizard helps you surface the exact moments that will perform, so you get more watch time, better retention, and ultimately more reach. Here's the quick walkthrough so you can picture how seamless it is. First, upload your footage to Vizard. I just clicked upload and picked the file I wanted to work with. While it's processing, Vizard transcribes the audio automatically. That transcription acts like the brief for the AI. Instead of me manually scrubbing for good moments, the system reads the transcript, spots key sentences and emotional beats, and pulls out those segments that are likely to resonate. After that, you go to the auto editing or auto clip section, whatever label they've got in the app, and hit the button. The AI scans the transcript, finds the viral style moments, and generates ready-to-post clips. It's not just blind chopping, it looks for changes in tone, strong statements, and places where the audience is likely to react. Then it assembles short clips that are already paced correctly, trimmed cleanly, and often include suggested B-roll or visual overlays to boost interest. One of the best parts is how non-destructive the process is. You can accept the AI's suggestions as is if you're on a deadline, or you can hop in and swap out a clip, tighten a cut, or change the thumbnail. I swapped in a different visual for one section and applied a filter to another. Tiny touches that made the final result feel authentic to my style. The point is, it gives you starter content that's almost done, not a final product you have to rebuild. Now, a quick note about other tools. There are platforms out there that promise automatic editing, but a lot of them either charge an arm and a leg, or they only do one thing well. Some are great at scheduling, but weak on the actual clip selection. Others will auto-cut your footage, but the results are robotic and require a lot of manual cleanup. Vizard strikes a balance. It automates the hard parts while still letting you keep creative control. And compared to pricier enterprise tools, it's way more practical for creators who need volume and speed. I also love the scheduling side of Vizard. After it creates clips, you can set an auto-schedule cadence and the system will publish according to your frequency settings. Once you set it up, for example, 3 posts a week, it queues and posts clips automatically across your platforms, so you're not babysitting uploads. For creators who want to stay consistent without hiring an editor, that feature is priceless. Consistency is the secret sauce for growth, and scheduling removes the human friction from the process. The built-in content calendar is another underrated time saver. You can see what's scheduled, drag and drop clips to reschedule, and tweak captions or thumbnails right in the same interface. Instead of juggling different apps for editing, posting, and planning, everything lives in one place. That alone compresses a workflow that would usually take multiple tools into a single loop. Okay, back to the creative flow. Once Vizard has generated clips, you can preview them and make edits. I like that it highlights the moments it thought would resonate most. For instance, it picked a short, punchy sentence I didn't even realize sounded that strong on camera. And that tiny clip ended up doing great on social. The AI also suggested context visuals, like stock footage or related B-roll, to layer over when my talking head was less dynamic. That layering made the clip feel more cinematic without any heavy editing work. And don't worry about sounding too AI-ified. The clips still retain your voice and style. The trick is that the tool helps you find the best parts of you, then packages them into formats that people actually watch. You're not losing authenticity, you're just making your content more discoverable. If you're curious and kind of hesitant, here's a tip. Try it for one video to test drive the workflow. Use the auto-edit to generate a batch of clips, let the scheduler roll out a few posts over the next week, and track how they perform. Most creators are surprised how much uplift a small, consistent change like better edits and scheduled posting can produce. A little transparency. No AI is perfect. Sometimes the suggested clip will miss your intended nuance, or the suggested B-roll won't match your brand colors. That's fine. The idea isn't to replace human judgment, but to eliminate grunt work. Think of Vizard as your assistant that does the heavy repetition so you can spend your creative energy where it matters, writing, performing, and refining the message. Also, compared to some rival tools that lock features behind expensive plans, Vizard's approach is more creator-friendly. You still get robust automation and useful bells and whistles without needing an enterprise budget. And if you work with a team, the collaboration and export options are straightforward, so editors or social managers can pick up where the AI left off. So yeah, in practice it saved me hours. Instead of spending an afternoon finding cut points, sourcing B-roll and exporting multiple versions, I let Vizard pull the clips, suggested visuals, and schedule them. I went in afterward to make a couple of personal tweaks, but the bulk of the grunt work was already done. My feed looked better, engagement climbed, and I actually had time to focus on new content instead of endlessly polishing the same piece. If you want to try it yourself, there's usually a free trial or a one-time test option so you can see how it fits your workflow without diving in blind. Give it a shot, drop a comment if you try it, and tell me what kind of content you're making. I'll share tips on how to get the best clips out of Vizard. And hey, subscribe if you want more walkthroughs on saving time while making better videos. Catch you in the next one.